From Chapter 2 of Sadhguru's best-selling book, Death, today I will tell you why reincarnation happens and how. First, let us understand how our birth occurs. Our birth happens as a result of the union of body and soul. The body comes from our parents and the soul comes from the Creator. It is similar to how a sculptor creates a statue from clay, and then, when the priest instills life into it, the Divine Mother is manifested. In the same way, each one of us is born. The body is created by our parents, and the soul is bestowed upon us by the Creator. So the birth of a life is essentially a combination of three elements: time, energy, and karma or action. Depending on time, you will live for a certain number of days. Depending on energy, you will live actively or passively. And depending on karma, your life's trajectory will be shaped, meaning how your life's journey will be and what your nature will be like. Among them, the time and energy is bound by the laws of nature and ends with death, just like the body. However, in the realm of karma, it is not bound, because karma has two parts. One is accumulated karma, or total karma. This is all the karma that the soul has accumulated from the first birth until now. And from this total karma, a portion is taken to be assigned to a specific birth. This portion is called the prarabdha karma of that birth. Now, during the period of life, if the soul is more self-centered or does selfish karmas, it accumulates more karma. And the more karma it accumulates, the more it remains bound to the cycle of rebirth. So, as long as the complete baggage of this accumulated karma is not finished, the soul keeps reincarnating again and again. But when the soul somehow realizes its true essence, knows itself to be one with the Creator, and starts performing selfless karmas, then the burden of that karma starts to dissolve, and its liberation happens. In other words, imagine the Creator as a vast ocean of souls. Just as the ocean creates waves, the Creator creates souls. And just as a wave arises from the ocean according to the laws of nature, the birth of a soul also happens. When a soul rises above just like a wave, it considers itself separate from the ocean of souls that is the Creator, and a wall of karma is created around that soul. The thicker that wall becomes, the more separated it feels from the Creator, and starts resisting its merger. But if that soul somehow realizes its true essence, recognizes itself as one with the Creator, and performs selfless karmas, then that wall of karma starts to thin out and eventually disappears. And then that wave or soul merges back with the ocean of soul or the Creator. Now you may wonder if reincarnation happens repeatedly. Why don't we remember anything from our previous births? To answer that, you need to understand what memory is and how it works. When we talk about memory, we usually mean what we remember in our minds. But according to Yoga Sutras, memory is actually a set of rules that nature or creation follows. This memory is divided into 8 layers, just like organizing 8 consecutive layers. The first and most basic layer is elemental memory, according to which the basic elements of creation, that is the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, function or behave. Above that is atomic memory. Atoms or subatomic particles behave according to that memory. Then comes evolutionary memory, which determines how you will have 2 hands, 2 eyes, or 1 head, and take birth as a human. Next is genetic memory, which determines attributes like your skin color, height, etc., which you inherit from your parents. Above that is karmic memory. We discussed this earlier, which encompasses your life's entire trajectory. The 6th layer above that is unconscious memory. According to this memory, your unconscious tendencies or behaviors are determined, which you are not consciously aware of. The 7th layer above that is subconscious memory. According to this memory, your subconscious tendencies or behaviors are determined, where you are somewhat conscious and somewhat unconscious. And finally, the 8th layer is the conscious memory. This is what we refer to as memory, which we understand and can access directly as per our wish. The 3 layers above karmic memory, namely unconscious memory, subconscious memory, and conscious memory, are directly linked to the body. When we die, these 3 types of memories are destroyed along with the body. That is why we generally do not remember anything from past lives. But if someone can somehow bypass these layers and directly access their karmic memory through their body, then it becomes possible to remember the entire past lives and have conscious access to it. I learned about this subject from Sadhguru's book, Death. If you want to explore this topic further, I highly recommend reading the book by purchasing from the link given below in the description. Thanks for watching. More wisdom, more solution, better life.